Because of the ongoing federal government shutdown, which began October 1st, 2025, officials at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the USDA, have warned that while October's SNAP benefits appear to be covered, there may be insufficient funds to pay for full SNAP benefits in November, affecting approximately 42 million individuals across the U.S. if the shutdown continues. Yeah. Additionally, states have been directed to delay transmitting issuance files for November to vendors as a contingency measure. There is uncertainty, so much uncertainty. So, this is not yet a confirmed cutoff, but it's a serious risk. Hello, everyone, and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, my name is Lisa. We are all about pantry preparedness. This directly affects a whole bunch of people's pantries. 42 million people in the United States, predominantly senior citizens and children. It's mind-boggling to me. It's truly mind-boggling. It's making me ill because I don't know what I can do to help. You know, I don't know what I can do. This just and don't get me wrong, there is a fly in here and it's driving me crazy, so I apologize. But I don't care about Thanksgiving, and I genuinely don't care about Christmas. Those are not my concerns. The holidays, I don't care about. I care about people having food to eat. That's what is bothering me. So that is something that we're going to focus on a little bit today. I received a whole bunch of emails and DMs from people saying, have you heard about the SNAP benefits being cut off? I heard something on the periphery. I was really busy yesterday, did not have time to address it. And so this is an unusual upload for a Sunday, but I thought that it was necessary. If you follow my podcast, then the actual podcast will be available on the podcast channels this afternoon. Thanks. But right now in the US, millions of people who depend on the supplemental nutrition assistance programs, otherwise known as SNAP, may face major disruption. This could be catastrophic for a lot of people. While October benefits are expected to go out, they're going to keep issuing as they go through the month. The program's future for November is at risk due to the federal government shutdown. Today, we're going to break down what SNAP is, why it's vulnerable, which I learned quite a few things researching this, what the current status is, and how this could impact families, and what steps people can take. I will leave all the links to all of my sources down below in the description box. If you're watching this on a television, you'll have to get on another device to see those. Okay, so first, what is SNAP? A lot of people have heard about it. You've heard about EBT cards, and most commonly, food stamps. Is the phrase that has been around since forever. But SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It's the largest federal nutrition assistance program in the United States, helping low-income individuals and families afford food. Food, yep. Unlike entitlements like Social Security, and I really hate that they use that word there, but SNAP is funded by annual appropriations from Congress, making it more vulnerable to budget impasses. According to the USDA, as of now, about 42 million people depend on SNAP, check this out, each month. 42 million people a month need help feeding themselves. State agencies administer the benefits for the residents. Okay, that's their part of it. But payments and operations depend on federal funding and federal state coordination. We know how well those kind of coordinations are going lately. SNAP benefits are typically loaded onto electrical benefit transfer cards. They're EBT cards. It looks like a little debit card kind of thing, like a debit card for groceries. State and local agencies determine the eligibility. Federal funds pay for the benefits. And it wasn't enough. There's a whole bunch of new regulations put into place that were supposed to start anytime now, where, you have to work so much or you have to do so much for certain people that are receiving benefits. I'm not even going to get into that. Don't you get into it either. That's not the discussion here, okay? But why this is important is because food insecurity is a major issue. And I talk pantry preparedness all the time, okay? Because food security is a major issue. When benefits are delayed or cut, families can face hunger, stress, and other downstream effects, health, education, loss of economy, the whole kit and caboodle. And if you have genuinely never been in a position where you did not know where your next meal was coming from, where you had to decide whether or not to pay the electric bill or buy food, then shh, just shh, okay. I can't. I just can't. So, with that backdrop, let's look at the present risk that we're dealing with. Okay. So, as of October 1st, 2025, parts of the U.S. federal government entered a shutdown due to Congress and the White House failing to agree on appropriations. Again, shh, don't care. Why SNAP is particularly vulnerable, which I never knew. I did not realize that there was this chink in the armor. Okay. SNAP is funded via discretionary spending in an annual budget rather than mandatory funding. When a shutdown occurs, new funds cannot legally be obligated. Who knew? The USDA on October 10th sent a letter to state SNAP agencies saying that the program had funding available through the month of October, but warned if the current lapse in appropriation continues, there will be insufficient funds to pay full November SNAP benefits for approximately 42 million individuals across the nation. Further, states were instructed to delay transmitting issuance files for November benefits to EBT vendors. This is a contingency step, because of the funding and the technical pipeline involved. It's got to touch a whole bunch of hands before it gets to the people that need it, right? Oh gosh, October benefits are still expected. They were largely processed prior to the shutdown, which is good, but now November is now hanging in the balance. Now, for all of the ways that it has to be transported to the people, uh, there's a window there to make it in time. A lot of people get their benefits at the beginning of the month. The cost of the SNAP program is about $8 billion per month or more, meaning that even a short lapse can create a major disruption. And I'm not just talking about those poor souls that literally don't know where their next meal is coming from. Okay. It's everything beyond that. The people that receive that assistance spend that money. And normally they go out and they spend it rather quickly. They do the month's shopping at one time. And so that surge of uh, funds goes out to the stores. Now, if the stores are not going to see all of that money, then the stores are left hanging and they have to cut back. Or if they're being preemptive, in case it doesn't happen, they're not going to have everything there because they didn't want to spend the money. It just keeps rolling. And then when they don't spend the money to stock the shelves, the companies that produce it don't make money for producing it. And then, it just keeps rolling. It's a constant, oh God, it's a constant mess. Okay. So the risk if the shutdown is not resolved, SNAP benefits may be delayed, reduced, or even halted for the month of November. Let's look at where the states stand. This is not all of them. This is some of them. Okay. So examples of what states and local officials are saying. In New Mexico, the state's health care authority secretary said SNAP benefits for approximately 450,000 recipients, about $90 million, may be delayed or cut entirely if the shutdown continues. In Kansas, officials warned that recipients may not receive their November payments if the federal shutdown continues. One article lays out a state by state map showing varying degrees of vulnerability. States are already halting new applications for SNAP as a result. I can't imagine. Importantly, the USDA and states caution that this is not guaranteed yet. So it's not guaranteed yet. It's not a sure thing yet, okay? But the contingency plan is active. Some states are preparing notices to recipients and food banks for increased demand. They're letting them know this is coming down the pipeline. It's not possible. It's not possible to say yet whether or not it's absolutely going to happen, but we need to make plans for it. So For those people that have food banks and, that kind of thing, try to do what you can to have more because people are going to need more. Mm. Regarding policy, remember earlier this year, a new spending law included changes for SNAP, strict work requirements for certain adults, states, cost sharing, whatever, all kinds of things, which adds complexity to how this assistance may look going forward. So, the status, we have a potential disruption, contingency measures in motion, and many households waiting and watching and stressing a lot. Now, let's examine what this might mean on the ground, okay? If November benefits are reduced, delayed, or canceled, the implications are so serious. Financial strain. Families who budget out monthly SNAP benefits may face an immediate shortfall in grocery funds, forcing them to choose between food, utilities, rent, medicine. I've seen it. I've seen it all the time. And that happens when they get the benefits, okay? Food insecurity and health, interruptions in benefit access, increase risk of hunger, poor nutrition, stress related health issues, especially for children and elderly and disabled. I mean, these are the people we should be taking care of. Ripple effects on the local economy, it's going to be bad. SNAP benefits are spent quickly in local grocery stores. A disruption means less consumer spending affecting retailers and local jobs, which means more people unemployed, which means more people not able to afford their food. Ba, 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 bum. Increased demand on food banks and nonprofits. States like New Mexico are alerting food banks to prepare for higher demand. Administrative and systemic stress. State agencies must handle the surge, communicate with the recipients, potentially process hardship waivers, and deal with uncertainty. Oh gosh. I mean, I would come home from a job like that looking for margaritas. I really would. How do you deal with that every day? Holiday season vulnerability. I so don't care about the holidays. Cannot stress this enough, okay? November is ahead of the major holiday season. Food needs often rise during this period. So this timing magnifies the risk. Psychological and social impacts. The uncertainty itself causes anxiety for the recipients. Knowing benefits might not arrive may erode trust and stability. I mean, there are people that are just going to be frozen. Again, if you've never been there, okay? In short, because nobody knows exactly what will happen yet, because of the shutdown, the possibility of a major disruption is real. It's very real. So, what can you do if you or someone you know could be impacted? That's what we're going to do here. We're going to solve the problem, okay? If you're a SNAP recipient or know somebody who is, here are steps to consider. Stay informed. I know you don't want to. I know that at least a third of the country is really big about putting their head in the sand and letting other people make their decisions, but get it out. You have to pay attention, okay? Check updates from your state's social services or human services department. Be alert for notices about your November benefits. Budget and plan ahead. So important. If you can, stock up on non perishables in October. I know not everybody can. I get it. Okay. But if you can, do it. Stretch existing benefit balances if you expect a delay. Avoid panic buying that causes unintended harm. It really does. Connect with your local food banks and your local charities. Call them up, find them. If you cannot transport yourself, talk to them about that. There are programs out there where they can deliver or where they can pick you up and take you there, okay? Let them know you may need support. Many are preparing for this increased demand. They're aware of it. They know. Oh, contact your legislators. Please get your head out of the sand. Stop being that third of the country, okay? Since this is a federal funding lapse tied to legislative action, reach out to your representatives and your senators to express your concern and urge resolution. Absolutely do it. Know your rights. Please know your rights. If your benefits are delayed or reduced, ask your state SNAP office about potential retroactive insurance or hardship assistance. In past shutdowns, benefits were issued early or retroactively, so that's something that you can, take a look at. Oh boy, community support. If you're able, volunteer at local food banks or support local grocers. Disruptions in SNAP have wider community effects than the people that won't be able to eat. It's going to affect everybody. Emergency planning, something definitely. For households with children, elderly, or disabled, ensure you have a backup plan for food, medicine, and vital supplies while uncertainty persists. You have to put that plan into action. I'm going to ask you guys, to step out. If you are opinionated about this, go volunteer. Go volunteer for Meals on Wheels. Go volunteer to work at the food distribution. Go volunteer to help stock the food banks. Buy some groceries and deliver it to your local food banks. Find families in need and drop it off to them, okay? Help people get through this area. I don't care about Thanksgiving and I don't care about Christmas. I don't care about Hanukkah. I don't care about any holiday between now and the next time people can eat. I don't care. I care about the fact that they can eat. And this commercialism crap needs to stop and we need to focus on the important stuff. It just, in case you couldn't tell, really gets me. I've been there. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to not know if you're going to be able to pay your rent or your utilities, let alone food. You're lucky to put gas in your car to a job that doesn't pay you enough to get there and back and have anything left over. I get it. I'm coming from a place of knowledge. There's a reason my pantry is the way that it is today. And there's a reason why I come to you to try to teach you to do the same thing because it is so, so important. If you're relying on anybody else to provide for you, you need to take steps, you need to take measures to make sure that you're covered when and if they don't. This is just the way the world is now. A dumpster fire is the nicest thing I can say about it, okay? So to recap, the program many families depend on is SNAP. It's facing serious disruption for November benefits if the federal government shutdown continues. While October is safe, okay, the warning from the USDA and various states is clear. We will continue monitoring this story. I'm going to be all over it. I'm setting up alerts left and right, and I'm going to bring you any updates as they develop. Again, it's going to be I'm not looking at one state or one area. I'm looking at as much as I can. So please, if you found this video helpful or useful, hit that like, subscribe if you haven't yet, and share the video with someone who might need to know. The more that you interact with this video, the more that YouTube pushes it out, and the more that the people that need the information will find it. And hopefully the people that can give help will find it and help. We can't do this alone. We need to make this happen in spite. We absolutely do. Before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. This community is amazing. I've said it time and time and time again. This is an amazing community of people. The comment section is priceless, literally priceless, okay? So before we wrap up, I want to hear from you. Are you in a state where SNAP officials have already issued notices? And if you are, can you just put what state that is? Do you have concerns about November benefits and how it will impact your family? What would you like me to cover in my next update about this? Because I'll be coming back with an update. Leave your questions or your comments below. I will answer them or bring in an expert, if I can find one. And we will keep addressing this and making sure that people can eat. That's the important part. People need to eat. Not Thanksgiving, not Christmas, not Hanukkah, not any other holiday. We need to make sure that people can eat. Until next time, everybody, be safe. Keep stacking it to the rafters.